Hey, you guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Life Coaching with MDR. Woo, we made it through this crazy week. I don't know if it's crazy where you guys are watching this video from, but I am in Memphis, Tennessee. And I'm originally from St. Louis, but I live in Memphis and I've been here for a while. So this is my home now. I consider this home, and it's been a crazy week. Like Monday, I really wasn't taking the coronavirus, COVID-19, as other people call it, the Rona 9, because, we have to shorten everything, but anyway, I wasn't taking this thing really seriously. I just was not taking it seriously, okay? Because we've had other viruses, other diseases, other scares, other things that have come out before this, and I have never seen these drastic measures being taken, or maybe they were taken and I just wasn't paying attention. But I'm tuned in now. And it was funny because at church, instead of holding hands, we were touching each other's shoulders. And I'm like, okay, what's that all about? But anyway, but Monday, I really wasn't, really tripping off of this because, for one, I was training and I was thinking about that. But and as the week went on, I'm looking at social media and looking at Facebook and the way people were responding to this crisis, this health scare, this virus that's out there. And so the more people tuned in, the more, fear people begin to have, which has pushed people into the stores that have bought out all the tissue child, all of it, at Walmart. I went this morning and there wasn't a piece of tissue on the shelf. Like no tissue in the store, no Kleenex. They bought it all. So I was able to find tissue at Kroger, of course, because it's much more expensive there. But I don't know about y'all, but I just can't wipe my behind with any old kind of tissue. I know that's too much information, but I just can't. I can't do it. I can't. It's a certain brand that I love. And shout out to Cottonelle. That's just my tissue of choice. I don't want anything else in the purple pack. Ultra, that's my favorite tissue. That's what I've been using for a while now, and I don't want anything else, so that's what I want to go get. But I made this video because the fear that has set in, and the more people discuss it, the more people are riled up about the what ifs. The main thing I've been saying, coworkers been saying, friends been saying is, what is it that they're not telling us? And isn't it amazing that we don't know everything anyway? We don't know everything anyway, but we want to know. Or do we really want to know? But the fear that is surrounding this thing, it has elevated. It has grown in masses. One of my college friends posted in Houston, Texas, that the Walmart was only letting a certain amount of people in at a time. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much, and it is creating hysteria. And with hysteria, it's fed by fear. So people are selling small bottles of hand sanitizer for $20 a pop. It's becoming too much. But what I want to discuss is controlling your fear. I have a fear of flying. I do not like airplanes. I don't want to get on them. I would prefer to drive or be driven. I don't want to get on an airplane to go anywhere. If I have to, I will. But the anxiety of my fear that sets in, knowing up to those days of I know I have to get on this plane, and then the process of going to check in and getting my luggage taken away from me, and what people might be doing to my things that I've spent my hard-earned money on. So being in that line and then having to get in the line to be checked, to go through the checkpoint of TSA, all of that creates anxiety for me. And on the outside looking in, you will never know. If you're looking at me, I'm not freaking out. But inside, I'm freaked out. I don't want to do it. If somebody asks me, do you want to go? If I could be honest, no, I don't want to get on this plane. And the reason why I have that fear is because I'm not in control. In a car, I feel like I have the control. I can get out of a lane where somebody is driving too slow or they are on me, pressuring me to go faster. I can just move over. But I can't just jump out of a plane when I'm uncomfortable. I have to make my way through the turbulence. I have to make my way through a crying baby. I have to make my way through those things. And I went to this conference in Orlando, Florida last summer. And this guy was speaking on how he was a public speaker and he was going to all these venues and he was driving. And his wife like, this doesn't make any sense. You need to get over this fear of flying, because this is not only costing you a lot of money by just driving. You can't be mobile like you need to be. You can't even be able to attain the people, reach the people that you need to reach, because you're limited. Remember that word. You're limited because you don't want to get on an airplane. It's creating limitations in your life. And he said, he started to say once he got on the plane was safe because he was on it. And I was like, dang, that's deep. He was like, we claim that we know God and that we trust God, but the fear that is creating limits in our lives makes us liars to what we know. Are you calling God a liar? I'm like, no, I wouldn't call God no liar. And he was like, so if you have a fear of something, start saying, this place is safe because I'm here. I know God. God knows me. This place is safe because I'm here. He said, and the more I practice that, remember I talked about affirmations last time, the more I practice that, put that into practice, the more I believed it, the more my anxiety went away. And now I can get on the plane with no problem. So prior to hearing him on our way to Orlando, I was shook. I didn't get to sit by anybody that I came with because I had changed my seat because I wanted to sit in a certain place. And that made me be with people I didn't know. I couldn't grab onto somebody's hand, but I will grab a stranger hand. I will tell them I'm afraid, but I'm going to touch you if I'm afraid. That's just me. But I used his tactic. And yes, I did have some anxiety prior. But once I got on the plane, I determined in my mind, this plane is safe because I'm on it. I'm good. And I rode that plane with so much peace coming back home to Memphis from Orlando, Florida. And I had never felt that kind of peace on a plane before. Like I could have shut my eyes and went to sleep, hit turbulence, and my heart wouldn't have skipped a beat. My stomach wouldn't have created butterflies. That's how peaceful I was. And it had never happened to me. I put my fear away and I trusted into my faith. And we all have situations where we're fearful. We don't know the outcome. It's out of our control. Some people have gotten diagnoses that have left them shattered. If it wasn't you, a family member. is going through a life-threatening diagnosis and it's out of your hands, you start to say, why me? Why them? I've done this right. I've treated people right. Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to somebody I love and care about? Or, like I told y'all also in another video, that I used to be afraid of public speaking. It was something I didn't want to do. It created anxiety. If I could figure out a way to let somebody else do it, I would. I didn't want to be in the spotlight. But let me tell you this. I can get in front of a crowd now and go. Because I'm confident in myself. And I think that created an outlet for me to be okay. I talk different than everybody else to me. People make fun of my accent. People make fun of the way I say certain words. And at first those things used to bother me. But I'm wonderfully and uniquely made. So it's okay. I'm cool with that. Yes, I stress my R's. Yes, I can be country in some things that I say. Excuse me. Y'all know why. So if you don't go back and look at some videos, then you'll know why. But so you have to be determined to overcome your fears. You cannot let your fears limit you, whatever those fears are. It could be a fear of flying. It could be a fear of public speaking. It could be a fear of winning, of being successful. That can also be a fear. So you sabotage, your good things so you won't make it to the next level in your life. It could be a fear of somebody loving you. I watch Sisters. I don't know if y'all watch Sisters, but my friend put me on the Sisters. And when I first started watching, I'm like, I'm not finna watch that. I done seen enough TV shows about black women arguing, dealing with men that ain't nothing. I don't want to see that. But the more I watched, the more I say, Tyler Perry, he got it going on. He's so clever. But it's this one character, I don't want to give it away, but it's this one character on there, and she's been talked about by her friends, and she hasn't been treated right and loved right by men who have dated her. And so now she got this wonderful guy. He fine. So, right. So he's exposing her to what love looks like. And the last night episode, well, it wasn't last night, but I caught up on the last night episode. He kept saying she was beautiful. And to her, he was saying something that she had been afraid to say out loud herself. So it didn't sound right. It seemed cliche. It felt like he was running game. But all he was doing was being honest. So then she asked him, what you up to? Why you keep saying that? Like, why are you trying to be funny? And that's what people who don't know what real love is, that's more than likely their questions to somebody who is giving them real love. What they up to? What is their hidden agenda behind this when they don't have any? I'm a lover at the heart of who I am. And I've realized that some people don't know what real love is, so they self-sabotage. So you can treat them how they're used to be treated. So they are used to being treated in a certain way. They're used to be lied to. They're used to be cheated on. They're used to, somebody staying out all night and doing what they want to do. Not, being woman and man enough to say, look, I'm about to go give me something to eat, or I'm about to go hang out with my girls. They're not used to somebody communicating. And so when you're that type of person to say, hey, babe, Saturday, it's Friday. Saturday, me and my friends, we're going to go out and get a few drinks and go get a mani and pedi afterwards. And they looking at you like, why you telling me that? Because they used to people moving without giving them notice. See, they don't understand Oh, why you saying that? So in their mind, they're like, why she saying that? Maybe because she want me to know where she's really not going, but she want me to be on notice, but she's not really going there. So they begin to question, is she really going to hang out with her friends? Is that what she really doing? Because they're not used to somebody's body being verbal and communicating wholeheartedly about how they're moving in their life. So that's what the episode was about, revealing your insecurities, but because somebody loves you, they're letting you know it's okay. Despite how you feel, I'm here. I told my coworkers, my girls today, that everybody don't build a wall to keep people out. Some people build a wall so they can see who's going to really love them enough to climb over it. And some people think people are treating them with the long handled spoon, but what they're really saying, do you love me enough to bypass all this armor that I put on to protect my heart and protect my feelings because I've been hurt too many times? Will you love me enough to bypass this? So that's what it is. And we have to learn how to conquer our fears. We have to. It's essential to our growth. You can't have a life where you want to be elevated and then have limitations. So whatever that fear may be, baby, you really need to sit down and think about it. What am I afraid of? What is keeping me bound to the old me? What is keeping me trapped in the same habits, in the same ways, in the same way I do things? I graduated from high school in 1998. And do you know there is people that I've known at my high school who do the same things that we used to do back in high school? Same way for college. These same people do the same things. They have not changed. They want to turn up every weekend. And there is nothing wrong with turning up. That's not what I'm saying. Because, baby, turn on some music and I'm going to turn up. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they have had no growth throughout the years. You know a tree by the fruit that it bears. You got to have some fruit. You can't just be all talk. I get tired of people and all they want to do is create lip service. Where is your actions? Where is the actions? I love you. Where is the actions? I care for you. Where is the actions? I appreciate you. Where is the actions? You got to put some actions with your words. People get tired of your mouth moving and your actions doing something else. So you have to find out what is keeping you trapped in the old you. What is causing you not to change, and quit blaming it on everybody else, because it's not everybody else. Yes, some people along the way have done things to you. That people have done things to me. But you cannot allow that to be your excuse to just be bitter and not better. You cannot allow that to be your excuse that stagnates you to be just the same old person you've always been. Well, people don't treat me right. People don't say the right things to me. People ain't never did me right. So I'm just going to continue to be like this. That's ugly. That's ugly to even have that in your heart. I'll give you an example of how people have treated me my whole entire life and how I was like, whatever. I'm still a bad mama jamma. You heard me? And this happened recently. So I went to Bible study on Wednesday. We call it Connect Group at my church. And this, I was going to say heifer, this lady at the church who have seen me face to face plenty of times. We have waved at each other at church. And yes, I've let my hair grow, but my face hasn't changed. You seen me before. But anyway, so this lady was going to everybody at the church giving out little blank cards because a certain pastor birthday is on Sunday. And her spiel was the same to everybody. Oh, this person's birthday is on Sunday, so I'm giving out these cards and I want, people to fill them out so the person can feel the love. And she didn't went to everybody's table. She done went to everybody's table. She done went to everybody's table. Get to the table that I'm sitting at, sees the lady in front of me, gives her a card. I'm sitting right there, bypasses me, talk to the lady on my right side, give her a card. Talk to another lady on her side, give her a card. Talk to the two ladies that were sitting at another table, give them a card. Comes back to my table, speaks to one of the ladies I work with, confirms that she goes to this campus that we're having Bible study at, gives her a card, goes back around the table, then walks off. So I'm invisible. And I have a problem with being invisible because sometimes God had me for a reason. And I've grown okay with that. I tell people a lot, oh, you don't see me. That's fine. You don't hear me. That's fine. God sees me. God hears me. And that's okay. You don't have to be included. You don't have to give me a card. But the principle of what it was I wasn't included. And you have to be okay with not being included. You have to also be okay with not being invited. And you don't invite yourself to places where people don't want you to be. Don't sit at tables where people going to discuss you when you get up. And not that what she did was okay, because she saw me. And here we are in a church environment, and that's what you chose to do. But the message that I got out of it was, I'm not going to allow you to stop me from coming to get what I came there for. And that was to hear the word of God. And that's what I came there to get. I didn't come there to get a birthday card to share with someone else. And the enemy put that in my brain, was like, girl, please, you ain't got to be here and deal with this foolishness. If I was you, I would get my purse and I would leave. But I'm trying to work in the 7 fruits of the Spirit at the same time. Forgave her and tuned back in to what my purpose was being there for anyway. So I could have used that as an excuse in that moment and said, you know what? I ain't coming back to no connect group. I ain't dealing with these females who act like they don't see people. You know what? And then on top of that, I ain't got to come up in this church on Sunday. I could have used all of that as an excuse to say I'm good on these folks. But instead, I remember who I am. I remember who God called me to be. Stayed in my seat and kept my focus. I could have been fearful that, dang, is it really like that? Is that how people treating people? But I kept my faith and said, God sees me. And if he sees me, I don't care who don't see me. And sometimes people are just being who they are. And we also have to have discernment and understand that everything's not about us. Maybe she really didn't see me. Maybe it was just an error on her part. But you have to love people just like you want God to love you. You have to forgive people just like you want God to forgive you. So, work on knowing what your fears are. Work on knowing how to overcome those fears. Don't place limits where you want to be elevated at. It's time to reach goals. It's time to overcome fears. It's time to Learn how to jump hurdles. It's time to be elevated in our lives in every aspect of our lives. Not just in what we do, but in what we speak, in how we treat people, in how we receive people, in how we love people, in how we appreciate people, in how we care about people. And you can't be one-sided. You can't just be a go-getter in your lifestyle, in your business, and then your relationships with your children and with your significant other suffer. Just like you devote 100% of you to that, you have to devote 100% of you to loving the people that you have. So, I just, wish, hope, and pray that you guys find some way to grow in that message. Do not let fear stagnate you. For a long time, fear was a part of my life. I haven't learned how to swim, but I'm going to work on that too. So, I hope you guys have a good weekend, and continue to wash your hands for 20 seconds. Continue to take the necessary precautions to be safe out here. And, just be cautious. Don't swing on nobody if they cough or sneeze. Some people do have real life allergies and sinuses. Just be safe. Protect your family, protect your children, and protect yourself. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a very great rest of your evening. And like, subscribe, comment, and share. And thanks again, guys. Have a good one.